Alright, YouTube, so back at it with another video. In this video, I will be talking about a very important relationship. I feel like this relationship is important, and I feel like most of us, or a lot of us, we probably don't think about it that often or focus on it. We probably do from time to time, but it's something that I feel like I want to shed light on and talk about the importance of it. It's a relationship that we've been in since we were born. I feel like it's something that once we are aware of it, it will definitely make a positive impact in our lives. And I want to start it off before I get into it is talk about the definition of friend and what we generally think of the definition of friend. So a friend would be someone who we mutually have positive feelings towards. It could be someone outside of your family or love life that you know. It could be someone that you just generally have no hard feelings towards. It could be positive or negative or neutral. It could be someone you're just getting to know. The range of definition for friend varies pretty much. Also, a true friend is someone who's deeper than a surface level friend. Someone who would go out of their way for you. Someone who will have your back. Someone who you know for a longer time than a general friend. And I feel like with these different varying definitions of friend, that word could have different weights to it. So I want you to think about the friends that you have in your life and the different relationships that you've had with people that you would consider a friend. It could be good and bad. There's a whole spectrum of different friends that we all have in our lives. And I want you to then think about how you view yourself as a friend to yourself. So basically, how do you feel about yourself? The thoughts that you have about yourself. Do you trust yourself? Just basically, how do you feel about yourself as a person? So I feel like the relationship that you have with others, there's also a relationship that you have with yourself, and that is definitely one of the most, if not the most important relationship you will have in your life. You've had that relationship since you were born, whether we realize it or not, whether we think about it or we don't think about it, it's always there. I feel like one of the most important things to really keeping that relationship going and keeping it strong is really honesty. Honesty where you talk about yourself and when you really think about yourself, when you have those conversations in your head on a daily basis. Basically, when you ask these questions about yourself, are you honest when you ask these questions, and do you give honest answers when you really talk to yourself? I feel like honesty is the most important thing you need to having a good relationship with yourself, because it opens up the doors for so many other improvements, and it just really opens your eyes to how you view yourself and how you can make changes in your life if you want to make changes. So once you really look at your life and you ask yourself questions about yourself and you're honest about it, then you can really start asking yourself why. Now the question of why is what causes us to really deep dive and think about honest answers that we know from our own experience and what we know about ourselves to really improve ourselves and really open up doors to better ourselves and to solve these questions that we have about ourselves and stuff like that. So I feel like if you can do this objectively and honestly, you're definitely on track to cultivating a great relationship with yourself. And it really starts with yourself. You need a solid foundation with yourself before you can be good to others. I feel like you're with yourself more than you are with other people. You're constantly having thoughts in your head going on since day one. So I feel like that is definitely important. And I feel like periodically we should be taking self-inventory on our own lives and really asking ourselves questions about what have we done up to this point? How do we feel about what we've done up to this point? And what we want to do or what we need to do going forward in the future. So I feel like with periodic, really checking in with yourself and talking to yourself and just being honest and really having positive self-esteem with yourself is definitely something that we should do and should keep doing to really keep that relationship with ourselves going. Alright, so that's pretty much it, and thank you for watching.